Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? I'm awake and alive this morning. It was awesome. It was a really good time. Actually, a lot more um, than I thought it was going to be. I mean, it was like a show and stuff, dancing girls and singers and everything else. It was quite cool. So I'll say good morning. Hey, ET, glad you could make it. Al, Tommy J. Who else is here? If I miss anybody, I'm just because I'm can't see. Hey, Jake, going Grays, how are you? Did I miss anybody? Or is that it? Hey, Bill, how you doing? Glad you could make it. And yeah, it was. I figured I'd do a little one. We ended up leaving the house, the new house, at like 10:30 or something like that. We got back here about 11, and at the old place, and the youngest daughter and my wife's best friend, and we just kind of kicked back. And I woke up this morning, and she wants to just take it as it comes, real easy about moving. There are people over there at the house cleaning and stuff like that. But so I said, fine, I'm going to do a little live stream then before I tear down the laptop and this whole area here. Not that there's a bunch of it, but hopefully I'll get it set up over there within the next couple of days so I can edit all the video that I did. And I'll tell everybody now, just so that you know, the actual ceremony of me in my diaper and the suit, you're going to have to watch No Time to Be Sad, Chuck and Paige's channel. He filmed it. I didn't give anybody the camera to actually film that part of it, but I have a lot of stuff, all the rest of it, and that the night it was it was an extravaganza. I think I heard a couple people say, but it was fun. I didn't think that we were going to fill the tables actually, and about 5:30 there was maybe 30, 40, 50 people or something at the most. And then by 6 o'clock, there was 180. I think it was between 180 and 200 people there. But it was fun. It was a good time. Tom, Thailand Digital Nomad, his beautiful wife and daughter, and Trip was there. Old man couldn't make it. He was feeling under the weather. And then, of course, Chuck and Paige. And what I did too, or what my wife did, if you guys watch the channel, you know that one steak place that I've went to that was really reasonable. I think I've done 2 videos or 3 videos on it. What we did was we hired him for 20, 20 plates. There's 20 tables, I guess, and 20 plates of the raw Thai style spicy salmon and 20 pork steaks. And then my wife got like 100 little tickets from him that she paid for in advance for 100 um, meals. So that was the hit of the whole place was the barbie. He brought his restaurant right to my yard and set up, and there was a line there for 2 hours straight of people wanting to get pork steak. My wife was handing out the little tickets like crazy. People were digging. It's really good, like I said. And even if you go there, and I got to give him a shout out. I know I asked Chuck if he'd put it in his. He did a little in his part of his video, because obviously he's going to hit 65,000 people. I'm going to hit 14, 15, 1,500. But give him a little bit of a shout out because he's a good guy, and the food's excellent. And like I said, I think for the pork steaks, I think they're 75 baht, and you get the pork steak, a little salad, and the potatoes. I mean, it's crazy. Hey, Baldy, how you doing? And anybody else that jumped in that I didn't see as I'm rambling about the festivities? It was interesting. I'd never been to anything that was quite structured like that. And this was my 4th wedding, so I've been to a few besides other people's weddings. But good time, really a good time. Everybody, a couple people got a little intoxicated. The dancing started to break loose. My wife was dancing quite a bit, but she only, I think she had maybe a half a bottle of wine. One of the what are the ice spies or the spy wine spritzers or whatever the hell they are. Those were quite popular. We had a bunch of cases of those. People were drinking that, and then of course the whiskey was flowing quite freely. It was good. Everybody had a good time. Hey, Mitch, how you doing? Hope you're feeling better. Hey, Jam, how are you? But yeah, it was awesome. I wish a lot of people could have been there. And after having that, I think when we do get a bunch of subscribers from this channel all together here in 10, 12, 15, 20 of them or whatever, I'm going to throw a big ass party at my house. So not only will we go to Patea or John Tiem or wherever everybody wants to meet up, but I'll try to have something here. It was fun. The and the people that put on the show were great. There was 4 or 5, I think 4 dancers, and then of course my oldest daughter and 5 of her friends did traditional Thai dance, dressed up and stuff, and put on a little show for everybody, which was awesome. And I got quite a bit of a video on that. And like I said, Chuck's video is probably going to be awesome because he was filming everything. So I'm sure he'll put together quite a good video on it. And the guy's a gentleman, man. He's a stand up dude. I mean, he always asking, can I film this? Can I film that before? I said, you can, got carte blanche, like I said before. He can, you can shoot anything you want. But then he said, oh, well, I won't release this until, I said, you can release it tomorrow if you want to. I got no problem. It's not like, I'm going to hit a big, broad audience, you do whatever you want. But he is, and Paige is awesome. I'm kind of hoping to get to Tatpanome maybe within the next month or two before we go on the bike ride in March. I'd like to get there and spend because they didn't really get a chance to meet my wife, and I really want them to meet my wife. And if we go there for a weekend or something, and go out to lunch or dinner and hang, they'll have time to meet her. Hey TP, how you doing? Everything's great. Um, I that's another thing about not getting drunk. I mean, I could wake up. I went to bed at 11 and I was up at 6 o'clock this morning, which is kind of late for me. 6:30 actually, I think. But not having a hangover and stuff helps. The coffee's really good, and my wife had to kind of wrangle up something this morning because I had moved a pot over there to have coffee yesterday, and then come to find out I got another pot downstairs that I was going to use, and my mother-in-law had brought that over in anticipation of, her having coffee and them having coffee. So my wife did a fine job. Hey, Andy. But I wish y'all could have been there. It was fun, and like I said, well, between the videos and then Tom, of course, was videoing stuff. His daughter was on stage half the night, having a good old time, which was awesome. And I think they're probably already on their way. I imagine Chuck and Paige are probably have blown out by now too, or if not, close to it. Because Tom, I know, wanted to get back quick. Hey, Cobus, how you doing? But yeah, I wish everybody could have been there. It was quite a it was a lot of fun. I mean, the food was awesome. The pork steaks and the salmon. It's a raw salmon that he makes with this Thai. So it's spicy, of course, but it was awesome. I ate a whole plate of that, which had about like, I don't know, 10 sashimi pieces on it. Regular deal. It was really good. Anyway, uh, but and the pork steak was good too. He didn't do his gravy, which I was kind of a little bit disappointed in. When you go and have it there, he gives you a little shot glass of a homemade gravy that he makes. It's really tasty. It's almost like a peppercorn type gravy. It's good. It's really good. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Anybody asking any questions? I don't think so. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Off the beer for 2 months. Yeah, it makes life a lot easier, at least for me. And I didn't even have me and my wife split one of those bottles of that I Spy, and we only drank half of that. So we split on a quarter, a quarter of a bottle each. But it doesn't take my wife much. She could drink one of those bottles and she'd be intoxicated. But they took all the cooking stuff out of my kitchen here and brought it over there in the backyard so they could do all the stuff, the tank, the cooktop, all that kind of stuff. And that was the only one we had gas. They had run the one in the kitchen out of gas. So we got actually nothing here to cook. My wife usually cooks me scrambled eggs and sliced tomatoes, but I guess she asked me what I wanted. She'd order it or try to order it. I said, I haven't had rice soup in a long time, so I don't usually eat the rice soup, but for some reason I got a craving. Yeah, he is a stand-up guy. You bet, Mitch. He's a great guy. I look forward to the next ride. I look forward to coming and visiting them and spending time with both of them. Paige is really really a great gal. That's all I can really say. She's a great gal. He's a lucky man. They have a good life, and that's what I like about Chuck's. You know, we were talking and I said, you know, what I like about your videos the most is you don't ever say you need to do this, this, and this. You need to go to immigration. You need to have this piece of paper. You need to tell them to, you know, take 2 steps to the left and then jump up and down 3 times. And you guys get my drift. You know, it's this is what I did, and that's what I try to do, and that's probably where I got it from. Is hey, this is what I did. I had this paper, and this paper. I went to the Sarin, you know, immigration, which is going to differ from wherever you're at, and what time of day it is, whether you got a male or a female officer, whether they're having a good day or a bad day. That's just Thailand, you know. But he never tells you what to do. This is my life thing, and it's awesome. It's a good thing, and people give, you know, he gets his share of crap, but it's all unwarranted as far as I'm concerned. He's a stand-up guy, says you know, says the truth, and he's a pleasure to watch. I've been watching him for a long time. Let's see. You need more. Let's see. I think everybody's just kind of talking amongst each other because I'm just rambling about the wedding. But that was it. You know, once I put the video together, and I think what I'm going to do on this one, even though I don't, you know, I can't type well, I'm not a good speller and all that kind of stuff, but I think I'm gonna set it up as a premiere, and then that way we can kind of rap while we're watching it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the premiere, and then directly after the premiere, I'm going to start a live stream. I think that's going to be kind of a cool way that the video will be, you know, I'm going to try to keep it at like 15 minutes or something. It might run a little over that, maybe 20, and then roll right into a live stream. Then anybody, we can talk during it, and we can wrap after it. You know, if anybody has any, well, what was this doing? Why'd they do that? And I'll try to answer the questions. You know, I have it on my phone, but I don't have it on my computer. I'm really so, you know, IT or whatever illiterate. I mean, I just know nothing. For some reason, my data won't on this computer won't. I can't download it onto my computer. Like just plug it in and download the picture. I don't know, for some reason. It's just me. I mean, it's not the computer and it's not the iPhone. It's me. But I wish that I could. And when I get the new computer, I'm definitely going to make sure all that stuff works. But I could try to. How could I do that? No, I don't even have line on the computer. I could put it up because I did post a picture of it online. If somebody has that picture, I know Jake's in here. Jake in the chat, I have it. Yeah, go ahead. I think you have to send it to me. But yeah, you can do that. That was the one you took out that back white light and stuff. It wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was kind of a pain in the ass because you know you've got the way that they did it, and then they bring it from the front around to the back, and you know you've got that all that gathered up, and then it was a little weird feeling. But it was only for like an hour and a half. I thought it was going to be longer than that, but the whole thing only lasted like an hour and a half. Let's see what Kobus says here. Gotta love Thailand. Glad that it all went well yesterday. Congratulations. Thank you. Gotta go now. Getting all right. You bet. Thanks for stopping by, Kobus. I really appreciate it. Appreciate all the support of everybody. Um, but yeah, it was a good time. But I think that's the best way to do it. And like I said, I haven't done one of those. One of the premieres yet. Hopefully, I won't screw it up. Maybe I'll try doing a premiere before I do the wedding one. Um, yeah, you could email it to me. Yeah, I could do that. I think. Let me look real quick. Send it to the coydoctor1 at gmail.com. And let me see, did I bring that? Let me see if I have Gmail. Gmail, there it is. Okay, I've got my Gmail open. So yeah, try sending that to me, Gator, and I'll be more than happy to put it up. I mean, I tell you, 6 months ago, I would have never even thought about putting it up, or I wouldn't even have thought about doing this with my face sitting there. Yeah, exactly. RCS. It's they made it. I mean, you'll see the lavender top deal that I wore, the shirt or I don't know what you would call it. My mother-in-law made. She's a seamstress, and the bottom of my oldest daughter that does the traditional Thai dance, she's used to making them just out of a piece of silk. They put it around, they twist it, they put it up, they tie it. When she did the Thai dance with her headdress, and she had basically kind of the same type of setup. So let me see. I just heard something ding. So let's see. Okay. There it is. Okay. Now how do I do this? Is this download? Okay. And open. Let's see what happens. That's sad. Let's see. Let's see. How do I keep this up here? Go to StreamYard. Let's see if I can find it now. Share screen. Share screen. Window. This one. Share. Can you guys see that? I think you can. There it is. It's not very flattering. I know that everybody was commenting on my tan lines on my feet, and after figuring, but I think that the jacket or whatever it was kind of cool. But it wasn't. I need to I need to lose 20 kilo. Hey James, great live stream. I caught James live stream last night. He was out on the town having a good old time. But anyway, let's get rid of this. Anyway, that was it. Thanks for sending me that, Jake. I appreciate it. Hey Mark, glad you can make it. Why you tripping? How you doing? Those racing, yeah, they were racing stripes. I've been wearing thongs. I've been retired since I was 50, and I want to say that since I retired at 50, I've maybe worn some kind of a boot or a shoe, a sneaker, or something like that 10 times, 15 times in 10 years or longer, 15 years. I just, even at 20 times in 15 years, but maybe one time a year I put on shoes, maybe to go to a wedding or a funeral or, something like that in the past. But once I retired, I got rid of my steel toed boots and slipped on a pair of thongs and not a thong, a pair of thongs on my feet. Hey, David, how you doing? Thank you. Um, but yeah, so those racing stripes have been there a long time. Yeah, it yeah, retirement stripes. James has got it exactly. Um, when everybody kept saying diaper, I expected to be shirtless outfit. Sumo wrestling? No, I don't think I would have showed that if that was the case. Me with the shirt off isn't something that everybody wants to see. I don't think. But the wedding was awesome. Like I said, I wish everybody could have been there, and I invited pretty much everybody. I mean, you've seen it on here, and anybody that wanted to come could have come. We had room. We had an extra table set aside, and for 10, 15, 20 more people, would have been no problem. The house looks great. There's a couple little problems that I need to address with the builder, but other than that, everything was fine. What are they saying about me here? Hey Brock, how you doing? Let's see. Gator Day was old school. We called them thongs when we were. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I called them. And I don't know. When I was a kid, there was no such thing as a thong bathing suit. I mean, there was maybe when I was in getting close to 25, 30 years old. But when I was 18 and stuff, I mean, there was bikinis, but they weren't like, G-string stuff that didn't pretty much didn't exist. The dancers in the topless bars would wear them occasionally, but you didn't see them too much on the beach or anything. What's this one? The diaper was referenced the pants. Yeah, and what it was is just I don't know if anybody's familiar with the Thai silk. It was basically from my waist maybe down to my ankles, and it was like I don't know. The thing was damn near 20 feet long or something. Nah, maybe not that, but 15 feet long, and then they folded it in half around me, and then pinned it in the front, and then twisted it and went back between my legs and in the back, and then tied a rope around that to hold everything in place. It took them about, and I had a pair of shorts on, obviously, swimsuit underneath that. But it took them, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes to do it. They did a good job. The kids did, and the Thai dance, and everybody had a good time. Put it that way. I didn't see anybody, going this sucks and walking. You know, I wore a thong ever since my ex-wife. Let's see what Mitch is up here. Is he in rare form? Ever since my ex-wife found one in my glove box in my car. Yeah, yeah. Oh no, this is mine, dear. Um, Lively bunch this morning, or is that just my hangover? Yeah, you look like you were having a really, really good time, James. I was glad to see that. Everybody should. Kind of look like a Bond villain. Yeah, and Chuck's video will probably be awesome. Mine's going to be, I'm not that great at it. I got to get better at it, though. I got to start putting up more videos. I do enjoy the live stream. And I think it's because, like I said before, the interaction and I don't have to sit here and type anything because my spelling sucks. And if I do the, what is it, the premiere, I'm going to use my phone and be talking into that. But I have to be very careful because so if you talk into it and hit send before you read what you wrote, could be really embarrassing. Yeah, I just didn't, Brock. Everybody asked me that too. I asked my wife, so what happens if I got to go? And she said they'll just undo it and go in, and that's all right. But like I said, it wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be, from 9, 10, 11, 12, 3 hours, and it was barely over an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. And then I had another shirt that my mother-in-law had made me that I wore to a wedding prior. They let me put that on, but then when we went back outside, my wife said, "Keep on your regular pants, but I'd like you to wear the one that we did the wedding in, if you don't mind." And I said, "It's your day, baby. I'm just here for the ride." So, and like I said, do I have ulterior motives? Always. And the smile on her face was worth everything. Everything. It was a really good time. Everybody had a good time. And the cops showed up, which was my wife had all the paperwork. We could go till 10, and sure at 9:45, the cops showed up and said that it's a little too loud. People complained or something. And two of the husband and wife, best friends of my mother-in-law, are police officers. And as soon as they came up, they went over there, talked to them, and they took off down the road. But I told them, I said, I don't want to get them in any trouble, so let's whack it off at 10. And of course, they stretched it to like 10:15, but it still got shut down, and everybody went home. But it could have went strong for another probably 2 hours easily, easily. Everybody was having a good time, and they were starting to do the karaoke. And I know Brock had said something in a chat that we had that said the karaoke starting. I'm going to bed, or I'm shutting you off. But it was fun. My daughter sang I forget what song it was, and they gave her money. She has a very good voice too, besides being an excellent traditional Thai dance. And she was having a good time. At 18, she was having fun with her friends. So, But yeah, she started singing and she's really good. And then I don't know, she probably got 400 or 500 baht. So what the heck? Hey, Zonner man, how are you? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks everybody for the congratulations and the best wishes and all that. You guys are the best, man. You're awesome. But it's yeah, I wish, like I said, I just wish that everybody could have been here. But like I said, hopefully the channel's going to go on, and I don't really care whether it we have 1,500 or 15,000 or 150,000 people. In fact, I'd rather it be um, like this. When I do live streams, 30, 40 people or whatever, I can almost handle that. It gets more than that. I still don't understand how James does it. I would go crazy, but but we can get people that are coming over here that are either retiring for good, like Mark and Mitch and that kind of stuff. But even the people that are coming over for to visit for a month or come over for 3 months or 6 months, even like Robert might or something like that. Getting everybody together. We'll start out with 8 or 10 of us, and hopefully in a year maybe we got 30, 40 people for a weekend. We all get together and and meet up. Would be fun. That would be something I would be looking forward to. You know, all the rest of the stuff doesn't matter. The thumbs down, the thumbs, thumbs up, I guess helps the channel do something, but I don't know what, but do I really, I've gotten criticized by a couple people, one of them being Richard of Richard Travel, saying, I don't ever say, subscribe now, remember to subscribe. And, because I don't know, I put it in my videos, but on the live streams, I never ask people to subscribe or do anything. Everybody can do what they want to do. Like I said, the main thing is to have a bunch of fun, and that's what I think we do. Like I said, we built a what I can consider a stand up family, here. Where we can get on and people can come on and speak their mind about whether they had a gallstone removed or what's happening in Thailand. And most of the stuff, it's basically a Thailand based channel, obviously. And I would say probably 80. What do you guys think? 80% of what we talk about is about Thailand. So the rest, and like I said, the people that don't like it just don't watch. I still don't quite understand that, but yeah, and the ones that want to watch, yeah, come on in, join the family. And if I'm missing anything, guys, hey, Thai Nomads, how you doing, TT? Glad to see you. Uh, and is Chris is here? I didn't see Chris. Chris, you here? Where are you, Chris? I don't see Chris. Somebody trying to trick me, or am I? Hey, Dowlow, how are you doing? I think I got the name right, Rao, right? Dowlow. Is that right? I ain't tripping. No salmon. I'm hoping to go to Thailand this year. Just waiting for a bit of situation to slow down. Yeah, like I said, I think it all depends. Why tripping is what you're planning on doing. I don't know your age or anything like that, but if I still stand on my deal. If you're coming here for a vacation, then you're going to have to, roll the dice. Are they going to test it? I mean, are you going to catch it on the plane? Is the guy next to you going to have it? Are you going to get here and run into problems? There's always that could happen. But if you're coming here to retire or to even check it out for retirement, because like I said before, I suggest 3 to 6 months. I did it in 2 weeks, but I don't. I don't expect everybody to do it that quick. But I would say at least 3 months. And the reason that I say 3 months, and I said it before, is you can get a better price on where you're going to be renting if you 3 to 6 months. But and check it out and come, because even if you got it, you got it. And if you're in the United States or whatever country you're in, and they don't quarantine you, but you self quarantine or whatever it is, you're still going to be down for 7 to 14 days. So if you come here and you do that, you'd be they're going to. I believe, and you guys got to check all this out, but I believe that you have the option. You can pay for a hotel deal. It might not be the most extravagant deals, but it's not going to break the bank or anything. I don't think they're going to just. I don't know. You need to check it out and then roll your dice if you want to do that. Like if I was in the States and I was going to come here and they told me that I was going to have to, do a 14-day, or I would go through a sandbox would be my advice to anybody. And do your 7 14 days and head on in, and then go get your place and whatever you want to do. Hey, Jake, I'm down too. Thank you very much, Jake. The wife is putting all her stuff together. I still haven't quite figured out how to put it in her name. I think I have it figured out. It'll be her AdSense account or whatever that I'm trying to put together. But in the meantime, I'm just giving her probably more money than Google's going to give back, but to do that ice cream thing. And actually, the friend that I said earlier is here with her best friend. That's the teacher in the outlying area of Surin that we're going to do the ice cream deal with, and that'll definitely go towards that. And if I miss Chris, did I miss Chris? I don't know. If I did, Chris, pop back in and say hello. But yeah, so um, that would be what I would do, and everybody's different. But stay 3 months, see if I like Thailand, and put something down for a year, because I think right now you can save. I would say if you were going to John, a lot of people go to John Tiem. They're not like me who want to be out away from everybody. But even when I went to Phuket, that's why I went to Kamala. I liked it when I saw the videos of the vloggers, that especially Rob. I just liked the area. That's why I watched them, and that's where I went. So for 2 weeks, and then came back 2 weeks later, and I've been here for 3.5 years or 3 years. So, once you get it into it, even going there, or even coming to any place, from what I've seen in Pattaya and in John Tiem, normal places that you would be paying, and I'm talking like the norm, a 1 bedroom condo, with maybe a view, uh, low 20s, 21, 22, 23,000, you can get for 12, 13,000. You can negotiate. And then if you even go 2 years or whatever, once you've been here, you can get a hell of a deal. I mean, some of the stuff that I saw that Mitch, was interested in and stayed in, and his stuff were just phenomenal for the price. Unbelievable. Um, let's see. Sure thing. Am I missing anything? And I know that TT's got to be at the bit. Now we're going in. You're going for sure, right? Hey, Jack, how you doing? Hey, Dave. My first question: how much you put in the bank for retirement visa? I don't. I didn't move any money over for Jack uh, for that. I bring in approximately between 90 and 110,000 baht every month. Now I'm up to have my visa renewed in February. I'm deciding on whether to try to bring in 400 and go for a marriage visa, or just leave it for this time, a retirement visa. And I think I might do that only because the guy that we deal with in the immigration said it's a little bit more of a pain in the ass. Make sure you have enough time, and we'll do all the stuff, and I'll tell you, what you need to do. And I guess I got to take a picture in front of the house. It might be easier now because I'm on what is it, the green book or the whatever on the house deal with my wife. So it might be easier now. But for this year, I think I'm just going to probably go with the retirement visa. And you have to bring in, I think it's 67. I've heard a bunch of rumors that they were going to make it 1.2 million. I haven't seen anything from the government stating that. And if somebody sees that, please put it up in the chat, or tell me about it somehow, because So if that's the case, then I'd have to bring in more, and then that might make me not nervous, but I would rather I wouldn't have to worry about it at 400, which would be 600. It would be half the. It looks like the retirement visa, the marriage visa is half of the retirement. So it would be 600. So I wouldn't have to worry about that on the monthly thing. But I don't want to bring in more than the 100. And I think this last month I brought in 115,000 for the wedding and all the crap that was going on. And I don't, that's above my budget. My budget's right around 100. So, We'll see. We'll see what happens. And what would it be? Would it be 100? It would be 100, right? That would be 1.2 million, 12 months. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. Like I said, if you've never been to Thailand and you're coming with your family, then you roll the dice a little bit if you want to save the money. Because you can go to Phuket and I don't see I was there for almost 8 months. And going around the island there is so much to do and so many nice hotels at a very reasonable price that if you took a 2 or 3 week vacation there, you definitely would have not seen everything on Phuket. That's just me. And like I said, you're paying for 4 and 5 star hotels. You're paying what, 30, 40, $50 a night US. I mean, it's ridiculously cheap. And that includes breakfast and, everything else. Can you go out and spend 150, 200, 300 US dollars on a room? Sure, you can. But do you have to? No. And it makes it a little tougher when you're traveling as a family. And it makes it a little bit more of a, holy crap, if I get caught, where am I going to go? Are they going to split up my family? Stuff like that. So I could see you not coming for just vacationing. But to move here from your country and checking out Thailand, I wouldn't let that crap stop me. I'd be on a plane in the drop of a hat. Let's see. Did I miss anything? What's Mark saying? Check with home country Thai embassy. Yeah, and even on home country Thai embassy, I know that a lot of them. Somebody had said this and that. Once you're here, it's the Thai embassy you got to deal with and Thai immigration. So I would, I would check with your home, like Mark says, but I would also check with the Thai embassy here in Thailand. In Bangkok would probably be the best, or Chiang Mai, whatever you want to do. Um, Bangkok Bank. What were we talking about? Banking? I would have said bank. That's what I use. Yes, dear. Ah, you have something for me. Rice soup? Ah, lucky man. And my breakfast is here. What is this? Ah, more food. That's what I need. More food. Well, it's trying to kill me. I'm not quite fat enough for her yet. All right. I'll try not to eat that in front of you again. Where am I going to put? I'll put this over here. Those things are good. All right, I'm back. What did I miss? What did I miss? Wow, I missed a lot of crap. Karen, okay, what did Gator say? Karen Beach, Phuket, I paid 20 to 35. Yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know. Like I said, it's a little bit on the scary side because it's not necessarily for you. I mean, if it's you and you contracted COVID and you're bringing it into Thailand, then you've got COVID. Deal with it. The bummer would be is someone on the plane had it and you were on the same plane and we're going to quarantine you and you're going to have to go here and God knows where they would send you. Like I said, you could find out. I know a lot of people are going to a hotel, not being sent to a camp or an outside area with no internet or no air conditioning. Are those places here? Yeah, you bet. But I would check into it. And like I said, if it was just me and I'm a single guy and I'm coming to Thailand, I know a lot of people come here to go to Jantiem and Pattaya to party and carouse and whatever they want to do and to each their own. But that isn't why I came here. I only found out about Thailand in 2015, meeting somebody in Costa Rica, and then had it in the back of my mind, talked my wife into finally doing it, and then she got sick, of course, and then I said, "Hey, I'm going." She's gone. I'm going to go and see what it's about. I was here for 2 weeks and said, "Oh yeah, this will work. My dollar can go this far, and I can have a very nice place here and live out my days." And best thing I ever did was come here. Not a doubt. Not a doubt. So, feeling old today? Who's feeling old? Mark's feeling old? Or am I feeling old? Oh, you overdid it. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's what happened to. All right, James. Have a good one. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Yeah, I guess that's what happened to old man. I guess he overdid it. So what I did was the night before I met Chuck, Paige, Tom, his wife, uh, the his child, and dirty old man and Trip. And last night Trip made it, but he didn't. And she had fun. She was dancing. I've got some of that on video too. Let's see if I'm missing. Like I said, guys, put up something. Oh, you know what would have been good? I never tried that. Did you put any of those orange juices in the refrigerator, or did everybody drink them? At our house, at the new, we have some in the refrigerator. Yeah, I'd like to have one of those. Thank you. It's good one. You try it? No, I didn't try it last night. I wish I would have. Still have a lot. We still have a lot. Okay, cool. I'm not sure now. You still have another. You bought a bunch of them, right? Yeah. She bought a bunch of those. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the fresh squeezed orange juice here in Thailand. It's really good. All right, guys, let me try to get back in here. Let's see what Gator says. Hello, time the immigration link on the North Pole passport. Santa, Santa, Santa. Yeah, yeah. It is. Let's see. I've got to go do that. I think it's on the 6th. And again, man, I'm such a procrastinator. I still haven't even checked in to see if the embassy is still doing the passports. I only have the 2 pages, so I've got just enough to get my 1-year retirement visa in there. But I gotta do that. Maybe after I get off the live stream, if I'm a smart man, I will check with them and get it started. Yeah, she does. She was that was the first time, obviously, that second time I'd met her the night before, but we were eating dinner and stuff, and we couldn't really rap that much, and then at the wedding, really couldn't rap. So I'm looking forward to another time where we sit down and actually, talk to her. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna taste this rice soup. I haven't had any in a long time. Exactly what I remember. Probably. My name is Paul. Good. I'll try to remember that. Let's see. Yeah, do your passport now. I know I'm such a freaking. Sometimes I just thoroughly amaze myself. Miss, do me over. Am I saying that? I'm just gonna call you Miss. Hey, Miss, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Martin, how you doing? Thank you very much. It was a fun time. I'd been talking about it a little bit this morning. It was a bunch of fun. Excuse me, some water. Let's see. I forgot to ask the Brock or whoever's around the sound, and I know the video stays about the same, but I think the sound should be. I'm hearing it in my ear. Sounds about the same as it did before. Everybody's saying hello to each other. If I missed a question, like I said, I'm trying to scroll back through them in case yeah, the child Anna was she was having an absolute ball. Like I said, at one point towards the end, she was up on the stage with the 4 dancing girls for 45 minutes straight, probably, and just having an absolute ball. She had a really good time. Sounds good. Cool. Thanks. All good. Good to hear. Good to hear. And you're back got a bundle of minus 23 degrees Celsius. Holy crap. I definitely wouldn't be there. I'd be in Thailand. I'm not a big, where I lived, it got cold to me. We got snow, like I said before, 3, 4 times a year. At the most, I think one time it was there for like 7 days. Usually it would melt away 2-3 inches in a couple of days. I was right at like 2,500, 2,800 feet or something up in the Sierras. And, it was fun. I liked my wood stove, but it never got like much colder. I want to say the coldest that it would consistently be is maybe, 20, 18. It wouldn't get down in the teens very often. Hey, Stuck, how you doing? Glad you could make it. But, I just didn't like that. I like here, 80 degrees. Let's go to the ocean and go swimming on Christmas Day, on New Year's. That's stuff you just don't do in the United States. It doesn't happen. Even in California, I mean, the water in the ocean's too cold. I mean, you could go in it, but you'll freeze your butt off. But here, you can do whatever you want. I haven't done. When I was in Kamala, I still do here. I've got my own fin, snorkel, mask, and all that in a little, deal that I kept under my seat of my scooter. And I would go down and just, take a little video or whatever I wanted to do, just fart around. But I really enjoyed that. I do miss that. And like I said before, I still am wanting to try to figure out somehow within the next, when I can, if I can put the money together to get that condo over in Rayong, close to Tom, would be awesome. My coffee's done. Everybody's saying hello. Retired and living the dream. Hey, Les, how you doing? Thank you, sir. Hope you and your wife you're doing a thing. You bought the house and all that stuff, right? With the landlord in an hour. Yeah, there you go. Meeting with the landlord. In case you guys don't know, thank you, Les. Appreciate it. I want to get together somehow, sometime. We'll figure out something. You have a great day, and thanks for the congratulations. I appreciate it. Good guy. Les is a good guy. If you're not subscribed to Retire and Live in the Dream, I would highly recommend you do. Jam and landlords. Today's sign up. Okay. Okay, 17 years. Wow. Okay. 17 years you could swim all year. Miss it. Yeah, when it was the same, like I said before, it was really weird because when I went to Costa Rica, it's on the other side of the world, but it's the exact same temperature, rainy season, almost the same distance from the equator. 12 hours of nighttime, 12 hours of daytime, 20, 24 the whole year, 365. I guess is what I was trying to spit out. Same thing like here, pretty much. 90s, low 90s, humidity way up there. They drink their beer with ice. I mean, pretty much the same thing. But to tell you the truth, the only thing that was really cheap in Costa Rica, and I was in um, uh, what the hell was the name of it? God, I was right next to it, Hermosa. Anyway, uh, was the rent. You could get a place for $500, a 1 bedroom condo, close to the ocean. So it was reasonable. But the rest of the stuff, food and alcohol and everything else was was high. So if I had obviously, I do not have a choice. Was Thailand would be my choice. I haven't experienced Vietnam yet, or Cambodia, or Laos, so I don't really know. But with the government the way it is here in Thailand, the people here in Thailand, it's a no-brainer for me. It's exactly where I'm gonna die. So cool. Yeah, you'll like him, Gator. He's got a good. Les is a good dude. Paul D, how you doing? I haven't got a chance to see your video. Paul D has a channel too. I haven't watched it yet. I try to catch his videos, his and Joe's. Joe's not here today, is he? Joe, where are you? Is Dana having a live stream? I don't think Dana has a live stream today. I don't think anyway. I think I'll take another bite of breakfast, guys. Sorry. All right, it's been almost. Let's see. Let me get rid of this. Let me Open up this, get rid of that, get rid of that, and let me go ahead and see if anybody wants to. Come on, I will put up the link. See what's happening in case people want to ask a question. There we go. Hey Martin, I was out in Thailand. What is it? I was out in Thailand for only 1 month in January, and I was sold. Yeah, I mean, it sold me too. And all, like I said, when I was in Costa Rica, it was a guy that I'd become friendly with, an expat, and it was one of his best buddies, and he had spent he was visiting from Thailand, from Bangkok, the outskirts of Bangkok. He'd been there like 2.5 years, 3 years or something. And I've always been kind of interested, but never knew anything about Thailand. So I talked to him. He was there for 2 weeks. So I basically, chewed on his ear and he was happy to give up all the information. And once I heard that, then I started working on trying to get my wife to come and experience it. And obviously, too bad that didn't transpire. But what transpired was, I guess, was what my life was supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be. Losing her was horrible, but finding Nitnoy was, way up there. So, um, tit for tat type thing. So I got lucky, and like I said, Nitnoy and me, and her especially, believes that my wife that passed had a lot to do with finding her and putting us together, and I'd like to believe that too. Um, all right, let's take it easy. Have a good one. Glad you could pop in. Yeah, I don't know. I still want to go there, but the only thing that I know about the Philippines, like I said, my cousin that had the Lou Gehrig's disease, the guy that we found was a Filipino man, the most awesome person and caregiver that I've ever seen. And he told me about, he said, are there bad places? Yeah, just like any other place, but a lot of good places you should go and blah, blah, blah. And we talked about it. But the only other experience that I've really had is from Mike's, from Live My Ass Off. His wife, Gracie, is Filipina. And they were separated for almost a year. She has a daughter there, or they have a daughter there. And he was here and she was there. And then once he got here, boy, he married her immediately, which was a smart move. But, from what I heard about that and the infrastructure and the internet stuff and, all their stuff, it didn't make me want to jump up and go there, but I do definitely want to see it. Let's see what Jam has question. Which are the best bank for retirement? I use Bangkok Bank. And one reason, Jam, is that they have a branch in New York, I believe. And I've never had a problem with them. They were the first bank I got. I've had them for over 3 years here. Once a year when I go for my retirement visa, if you're bringing in the 67 or whatever they want you to bring in each month, if you don't move the 800,000, you cannot get it from a local branch. You have to send to Bangkok. It takes a week, 7 days to get it back. That shows all months and the money that went in from out of the country into your deal. You submit that with a bunch of paperwork, and it's 1,900 baht, and you get your 1 year visa renewed. So it's fairly easy. Thank you, Miss. It was horrible. It's not so horrible now. I mean, it's been almost 4 years now, and it was 27 years I was with her. She was like my best buddy, but I got lucky. I think it was she was having a lot of problems, so I think it was almost like her blessing me by going, because I think the life that she would have had after that leukemia, if she did survive from it, would have been very taxing on both her and me. And she was just that kind of person. So thank you very much. But yeah, I got lucky. If you watch, the being with the wife I'm had, the family I've gotten, it's a Cinderella story type thing, man. I just can't believe it. I look at it and go, this really happened to you? Because most of my life I wasn't that lucky. to put it mildly. Yeah, everybody should be able to spend more time here. I am too. I can't wait to meet Jake in person. But it's Bangkok back. Yeah, it was just the one that I haven't had any trouble with. So I don't really know. I know that my wife got the loan through the Pink Bank, and I don't know what the name of it is, but I believe that's the government bank. And I know other people have used other banks, but Bangkok, with my personal experience, has been superb. I've had no complaints. They've done everything that I've asked them to do. Hey Benja, how you doing? Glad you could pop in. Happy New Year to everybody that's here. I'm gonna have some water now and another bite of my breakfast. My wife is my better. Yeah, yeah. If she had to go, and this I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't have scripted anything better. I couldn't have written down every little thing that I wanted in a woman and in my life and everything. There's only one box that isn't checked, and that's not me looking out that window and seeing the ocean. Everything else is 100% checked. The woman is unbelievable. The family is unbelievable. The kids are unbelievable. Everybody, it's the life is. You've heard me ramble on about how lucky I am in my life. It's awesome. And I don't, like I said, are there a bunch of horror stories out there? You bet. Are there a bunch of horror stories not just in Thailand, in the United States, in the Philippines, in every country in the world? Yeah, they're all there. But I think if you come here, it depends on what you're looking for. Like I said, if you're a 50 to 60-year-old man, like probably most of the people that watch this channel, you can find and in fact, I had two of them at the at my wedding last night. That my wife came up and said they want husbands, they want boyfriends, they want Frank boyfriend or husband, and beautiful women, 40 years old, um, and all they want to do is make somebody happy, be felt loved and taken care of, and not taken care of like gimme, gimme, gimme. I want money and this kind of stuff. Just wants a nice residence, a good life, not asking anything more than that, and give back my wife 250, 300%, on everything that I've given her. She gives me back tenfold. I mean, it's now if you're going to go to the bars and you're going to carouse and you're going to do that and you're going to grab a bar girl and think you're going to convert her, has it happened? Yes, it has. Do I think it's a high percentage? No, that's my personal opinion. But you get up into Isan, the women up here are gorgeous. They're looking for somebody that to take care of them. They don't care about the way you look. They don't care about how much you weigh. They don't care about how old you are. They care about what's inside and what how you present yourself to them. That's all they care about. They want to be happy, just like anybody else. And like I said, you know, people say, do you do this? Do you do that? You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it. Yeah, I'm doing it because I want to see those smiles. I want to see the smiles on my kid's face and my wife's face and my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. And they're so happy they're besides themselves on having the house. I mean, my mother-in-law, she's more excited than I think me and my wife are. She gets to have her house. It's her house too. I think I'm just secondary. It's everybody, the family's house, and then there's me. But they treat me like a king. They can't do enough for me, so I can't complain. Um, Everybody's saying hi. Hey, Paul. Let's see who else came in. And Ben just still there. Everybody's saying hello. And James, how you doing? I didn't even see you come in, but hello. Uh, let's see what else is up here. I'll take another bite here. Pretty good. Hey, there's Tom. Thank you, Dave, for a fantastic night. Yeah, she had an absolute ball, and she was no problem. I mean, she was up there. Everybody was taking her hand, and your wife, my wife, the people on stage, anybody she could hold hands with. I mean, everybody was having a good time. She was definitely having fun. Are you already on your way back, or are you already home? For all I know, you might have took off at 5 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning. Uh, let's see, Tommy, how you doing? Um, Jacqueline, how you doing, Jack? I think I already said hello. Did you have? Yeah, we got married. Yeah, I keep forgetting that there's new subscribers that don't know the whole story. Um, we got married about let's see, about 14 months ago. I don't know how to say it. A little over a year ago, legally through the courts or whatever it is, the ampure or whatever it's called, and all the paperwork and all that stuff. We're legally married, but we never did the Buddhist wedding. My wife wanted to do that, so I said, "Of course, no problem." So we did that, the house blessing, and the Buddhist outdoor little houses that they have. We had all that. We had five monks there, and then another guy did the. I'll bring in 1 minute, Al. Hold on 1 second. Um, we did all three of those, everything all together, and it worked out perfect. So actually, was it expensive? Yeah. Would have probably been more expensive if I would have had to do three of them. Yeah, but it was fun. It was a good time. Let's see. Bring Al in here. Let me do. Oh, he's spinning. What happened, Al? I lost Al. All right. Try to come back in. If you come back in, I'll add you back in. My experience over 25 years has been my Thai wife's values, loves caring all of the other staff. Granted, she fell in love, dashing, handsome man. That wasn't my case. See, you and your wife have been together a long time. We've only been together 2.5 years, so I was an old bastard when she met me. So, but they are amazing, man. It's hold on, let me bring Al in here. It's hey Al, it's
Hey,
amazing
everybody.
that the Thai women. If you're not familiar, a lot of people have a lot more experience in Thailand than I do. Like I said, I came here in 2018, the end of 2018, and stayed for 2 weeks. Came back 2 weeks later, and been here ever since. But people know it. But if you haven't experienced Thailand, and I'm imagining Asian women are probably similar, and I'm talking about the Asian women around here. But Thailand is the only place I can speak for that, are my experience. The
Hey,
women here
Gator.
are phenomenal. I mean, it's like I said, everything that you can give,
IET.
you, you'll get back, um, 200, 300 times over. So if you're looking for love, or you're looking for a companion, like I said, when I came here, it wasn't so much that I wanted, a wife or anything. I just wanted a female to talk to because I had lost that. I just wanted somebody to talk to, go to have dinner with, go to a movie, whatever. It didn't have to be any kind of sexual type deal. And I just found this woman, and the 3 months that we were back and forth online, I mean, I knew, and when we met, I knew immediately that this was the woman for me. She had the sense of humor, everything. I don't think we've ever gotten in a fight over miscommunication, that
Hey,
she took
Paul.
something the wrong way. You know, she never, never, never. And now she's all happy because, like I said, we've had 10 fights in 2.5 years, and 8 of them have been about this freaking house. So now she told me the other day, she goes, "Now we're probably not ever going to fight." And I go, "You're probably right." So that's her sense of humor. It's awesome. Like I said, you got to come to Thailand and at least try. Now, if you want to, like I said, if I was late 20s, early 30s, and I found out about Thailand, I'd have been dead, because I would have sat over there in Pattaya, tried to get every woman possible and every drug that I could put in my body, and I'd have been dead in 2 weeks. Not a doubt in my mind. But if you're coming here for something different, that can be found. And the women are, um, I don't know, man. I love Asian women. I have my whole life. I dated maybe 8 or 10 of them throughout my life, but never seriously. But I always thought they were beautiful, beautiful women, beautiful women. James, can you read Thai language? I don't know. Let's see. No, I can't. Okay, you did answer. One fan, one of the super fans, Al.
Yeah, I
but
just
yeah,
wanted to say real quick about that is like I just have no life right now, so I can pretty much watch everybody's stream when they put one out.
yeah. You know, I don't know. This was like I said. I've said it. Hey, Jake. Here's Jake. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, thanks.
Hey, Jake.
Good.
Hey, Al, how are you? Good to see
I'm
you.
doing good. Yeah, you might notice a little bit of a difference, but I got rid of the face and the scalp since the last time I was on.
I think so, Alexander.
Yeah, I'd been growing it for a couple of months and just couldn't deal with it anymore. It was making me too nuts.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, Al. I shave twice a day. I'm a hairy little woolly booger.
Okay.
Yeah,
I do actually. Yeah.
Every 2 days.
I'll trade you. Ooh. I got. Oh, you're drinking my water.
Dave's got like room service. We don't have that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
My wife's unbelievable. She still loves me, and we're married.
Yep.
So Al, there's a number of people watching. Where are you at in Thailand right now?
I'm not in Thailand. I am in Edmonton, Canada.
Canada.
Oh, okay. You're in Canada.
Yeah, where it's minus 23. And if you've seen any of my videos, the little bush at the front of my house that I've filmed a couple of times is now totally buried in snow.
Minus 23 Celsius or minus 23 Fahrenheit?
Minus 23 Celsius. Hello, Baldy.
Holy.
Hey, Baldy.
Holy shit. Hey, Brian, how are you?
Hi,
good to see you.
Good to see you all, guys. Congratulations, Dave, on the wedding. Sorry, I couldn't be there.
Simultaneous?
Yeah, it was a good time, man. It was a good time. Thank you very much.
You did it the opposite to how I did it, Dave, because I did the Buddhist ceremony first.
A lot of people do, I think. Yeah, I think a lot of people do. It was because, for one thing, immediately I have one pension right now that I could collect right now. I'm an idiot because I haven't put all the paperwork together. I should have got it on the first, right? And that pension, I'm able to take a reduced rate, and then when I pass, my wife will get will get a reduced rate. But like I said before, it's like 2 to 3 times what she makes with the government now. So my Thai family and her are set forever. Okay, and I wanted her to get that. So what we did was, when we decided we wanted to get married, I said, let's just get the paperwork stuff done now, because like it needed to be, in order for me to sign up and do all the stuff, we had to be married for a year. So that was up in like October or something like that. So we did that. That's why we did that first. Otherwise, we probably would have done the norm. I think the Buddhist wedding, and then going back and doing all the government stuff. But according to what I've found out in the United States and through the union that I'm getting this one retirement from, they accept and acknowledge Thai weddings. So the thing that I'm waiting on now is I have to have my Thai marriage license translated into English, and I want to give that to them, because I don't want, once I die, the worst thing that I want is for my wife to have any kind of problems getting, going through a nightmare to get this menial amount of money. In my terms, menial, in hers, it's a lot of money. I don't want her to have to go through any crap, She just lost me. She's probably going to be devastated, but I could be wrong about that. She might be on the rooftops yelling, hooray, hooray, he's gone. The old bastard's gone. But
I don't think that's the case.
No, I don't think. But so I want to
I
do
think
that.
I think she's going to be distraught. So
I think so
whatever
too.
way you can write out instructions and have them properly translated for her
Right.
would probably be
Yeah, I
great.
want to get it all done. So we're going to do that. We waited till after the house is done. I don't think it really matters on my pension. I think they're going to give me the back anyway. I don't know for sure. Hello, Norway. How you doing? I'm probably going to butcher your name. So I'm
Don't
right
make
now. I'm
me
going to call you.
you down there, Paul.
I'll call you DYB. And hello, Norway. Glad you could stop by.
31.
Appreciate it. Let's see. So Paul D saying hi to Baldy. 15 Celsius in Florida where Stuck is. I don't know what it's like here. I don't know. It's got to be. It's been cold. When we went over to the house, we got up yesterday morning at 5 o'clock, and me and my wife drove the scooters over to the new house to start the day for the wedding. And man, I was wishing I had a hoodie. It was cold. It was the first time that I was actually like going, I could actually use a sweater, man. And I had one underneath. I have one underneath the seat in the Forza. I'm gonna take the Forza over there. I think today. I don't know for sure, but I just want to move, man. I'm telling you. But I hate moving. I refuse. I'm not gonna bend over and pick up crap and put stuff in boxes. I'm too freaking old and I don't want to be bothered. So we're gonna pay people to do it.
Yeah, I was going to
the
say
American
there's
way.
moving companies.
Yeah, the American way is. I've
Here
got
in
that American.
Thailand, they're reasonably priced. I think last time
Yeah,
I
yeah.
paid to move in Bangkok was about
They moved-
6,000 baht. They come in a truck, 3 of them.
Yep.
They
Yep.
packed everything. They
When they-
delivered it and unpacked everything. It was
When they did mine, they came from Buriram, which is an hour away. They drove all the way to Surin, packed up my house, and then moved it. We only moved maybe 3-4 kilometers. You know, when they sold the house that we were renting before, and I think it was something like that. But they did everything. I didn't have to lift a finger. You know, that my wife and the family are real good about boxing everything up. They'll put everything in boxes. But I'm going to say probably the biggest thing I've got to move is I've got to have them take down the one above ground pool that I had the tilapia in. I've got to move that over and get the filters going on it, get it full of water. I'm not going to take any chances on killing the fish, so I'm going to have my wife order a tanker full of water, and I'll test that water, put it in there. That way I don't have to worry about the well water. I don't have to worry about if there's any chlorine in the city water. Whatever it's going to be, I'll just test that water that's coming for chlorine and ammonia and nitrate and nitrites, fill it up, and then I've got to move the fish over. And what I'm using is the what are they called? Those white, big white containers that have the metal frame around them. IBC, IBC containers or something like that. I cut the top off of it, and I've used that as a hospital tank at the other house, and here I just used it for crap, whatever I wanted to use it for. But we also transferred. We put that in the back of the truck, and we filled it about a foot and a half, 2 foot full of water. Put the fish in there, and then drove over to the house, took them out of there, and put them in the pond over here. So that's going to be the hardest thing that I'm going to have to do. Otherwise, as far as everything else, I'm going to say just throw all the stuff for YouTube and into a box and put it up where I'm going to put my little office, and I'll sort it out later. But they're good about my wife and the kids and the family are good about packing. I'm just horrible. I just don't. Always hated moving. Always hated it. Couldn't stand it.
I was in the military and I hated moving. And what's really cool is that I was one of these abnormalities that, everybody in the U.S. military moves every 3 to 4 years, but I didn't. I stayed. My first tour was 4 years. My overseas tour was 2.5, and then I did like 12.5 years and retired. I never had to move around all the time. I mean, Mitch will tell you. Mitch was in the military for a while. He'll tell you he had to move around quite a bit, but that wasn't my deal.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Jam, I think I pay for it. And the paid version, I don't have the watermark up in the comment because, like I told you before, you can get StreamYard, and if you're only going to start out using it and stuff like that, it's free. Okay, but I think you can have 4 or 5. But with the one that I pay for, I think I can have 10 or 15. So I could actually have 10 or 15 people up on the screen. I don't know what the most we ever had. Do you guys know? I think we had 6 or something one time because we were talking about the Brady Bunch or the Partridge Family or whatever the hell it was. Hey, Chris.
I'm not sure how many you can have on, but yeah, 5 for sure, maybe 6.
I can do it.
If you're paying
I
more for
can do
the
it.
service, you can probably get even more than that.
There's
You
StreamYard.
can, yeah, I think it depends what programs you use, because if you look at like Zoom, you can have about 100 people in one meeting in Zoom, I believe.
This one here, I think I pay like 30, 25 or $30 a month or something like that for StreamYard, and I get the 720. I don't get the 1080. I have to pay another double that. And I think in this one, I think I could have 15. They put a limit on how many people you can have, and I don't know if they put a limit on time. I don't know if they. How you doing, Chris? By the way.
Hey Dave, I know
I
you're
did it,
not.
Chris.
I know you're not in this for the money, but if you could get money out of it that your wife could use for, like, the orphanage or whatever, would you do it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, she. The only thing that I'm trying to do right now, Jake, is I started to do an AdSense, a Google AdSense account,
Right.
and I never completed it. I'm waiting. They never sent me the PIN number or whatever I put it in. So what I'm going to try to do is cancel that one and then start her up, which I already did, an AdSense account, and then put that attached to my deal so that the money goes. Not that I care. I mean, there's going to be trolls that are going to say, "Oh, you did this and you did that," and I don't give a shit. They can say whatever they want. But once I do that, then anything that comes in, it doesn't matter whether it's PayPal or comes in through super chats or whatever comes in, it's all going to her. She's going to document it all. She's got her little computer and program, and not so much because I know the people on here that would actually give, that
Hi,
do
Mrs.
give.
Jake.
Hey, how you doing? How you
Hi.
doing? Hello.
Hey, there's the better 85% right there. No, she wants me to unplug it. Sorry. There's the better 85% right there.
How are you?
Sawadee
krap.
Sawadee mai.
There,
Yes.
congratulations.
Thank you very much. I wish you guys could have been here. We'll have to get together. We'll all get together
we
when you
want
come.
to go there, but we can't.
I know it's hard.
But maybe
It's tough.
someday, somehow, we will see you.
Oh, definitely. Unless I go, which I'm hoping.
Don't. No, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, according to my wife, I'm not allowed to die until I'm like 100 or something. So she wants me to hang out for a while, which is cool.
Yeah, we want you to hang out for a while too, Dave.
The only thing with me, I really don't want to be a burden on anybody. So if I'm not a burden, and by burden I mean I'm in a diaper, I can't get out of bed, I can barely talk, then I'd rather go. But if I'm up and even if I have to be in a wheelchair, as long as I got my smarts up here and my wife's happy with everything, and I'm talking about a wheelchair just because I can't walk that well, not because I'm paralyzed or something. I wouldn't want to do that. But as long as I've got my stuff upstairs and my wife's got a smile, I want to hang out. I want to see the kids go into business. I want to see them prosper. I want to see everything here in Thailand come together. And like I said, the thing that keeps me going is the smiles on everybody's face. I've never seen people smile so damn much, and it tears my heart. I mean,
I'll tell you, Dave. I was showing her some of a few of your.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Go ahead.
I showed her a few of your little snippets last night. You were sharing. Yeah. With your daughter and some of the other dancers and things like that. It looked like a great time.
And the 18-year-old, I didn't film her. She went back, got out of her garb, and put on a blue a blue dress type thing, and I think she got the
Devil in a
green light
blue
from.
dress.
Well, yeah, she got the green light to maybe have a little glass of wine or two, and she was going strong. I mean, dancing just like the girls on the stage. And then after it, when we went to karaoke, they they uh, she sang a song, and I forget. You guys would know the song if I played it or whatever. And she has an excellent voice. I mean, an excellent voice. I know because I'm so tone deaf. I mean, with my singing, I can hear somebody when I know it's good, and she's good. And they gave her people out of the around the tables were going up there giving her 100 baht. She probably made 500-600 baht, for singing one song. So she was
Good for
having
her.
fun.
Yeah.
She was definitely having fun.
I
Brock's
want,
here.
I want to
Hey,
see
Brock.
all the picture.
Oh, look at Brock. Here comes
I'm
Brock.
I will definitely.
That's
The
Brock.
only thing that's going to do
Brock,
is
Chris, Brian.
as
When
as by the time I get
Chris,
to edit that video, you guys watch Chuck? Do you watch No Time to Be Sad?
yes.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Most of us.
He's probably going to he'll probably put his video out unless I get over there and I can get to get things set up. I've got all the footage. I just got to edit it. But the mistake I made, I need to buy a new computer, and I'm hemming and hawing about spending the 22,000 baht, only because my wife would rather anything that I try to spend on me. She's saying, "Oh well, we could have this for the house, or we could have that." So I'm getting sidestepped. But I shot everything in 4K. So and on this computer here, it struggles. It'll take me hours and hours and hours to edit that video. But I will try and I will
Okay.
get it out. I promise you, I'll get it out there.
Oh, more people come out.
Oh no, Al's been
No,
here, and
that's
Chris has
Oh my
been here,
God.
and Brock has been
Coffee.
here.
Oh,
Chris,
Oh, no, wait.
Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Bentley,
Oh,
Brian,
Baldy Brian.
Thailand. Wait,
Baldy,
Change.
hey Brian, where my wife wants to know where in Thailand are you at?
I'm in Bangkok.
in
I live in
Bangkok.
Yeah,
Oh,
But-
you are city man. then.
but he hikes with Carl quite a bit.
Oh.
So when you see Carl going up and down the mountains all around, Baldy Brian's always with him.
You know, I know this is a guy thing, but I'm kinda only one.
No, it's not a guy thing. We've got girls on the
Yeah.
chat.
Oh.
This is the
I don't want to feel. I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. That
no. There's women
not
on here.
at all.
Plenty of women on
You're
here.
welcome on here anytime you want to come on.
If I go over to here and we go to this, there's lots of women on here. Benja's on here and Nikki's on here and Jom's on here.
No, but
There's lots of women on
I
here.
see there's a.
Well, the women don't generally want to
Actually,
talk.
I'm kind of surprised Chris isn't in.
Say again, Al.
I think she had a little
I'm
bit
kinda-
to
I'm
drink
kinda
last.
surprised.
She had a little bit to drink last night. She was having a good time.
Who's that?
So
Dave.
Trip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
THIP. Tip.
yeah. Tip. I think I called her Trip.
Did I
all night.
tip?
Tip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was having a really good time. And I really didn't get a chance to meet her. We went to dinner, like I said, the night before, but we were eating, so I really didn't get that much of a time to talk to her or dirty old man.
Yeah.
And when we were at the wedding, it was so loud you can't talk. So we were sitting right next to each other. So I did get a little bit of a time to interact with her, which was kind of cool. But
Yeah, no, she's
but she was drinking.
she's a hoot, Dave. I've
Yeah,
spent a lot of time talking with her, and she's a great lady.
Yeah, she sure seemed that way to me. But I think we have like 6% women now, but it was like 1% at one time. So I'm hoping more women come on. I think it's great. I'm a girl. Says, yeah, I mean, I think they enjoy it. We don't ever, occasionally the F word comes out and, maybe or something, if you're looking at something from 3 months ago or something. But, it doesn't happen too often. I try to keep it down because my kids might watch it. My grandkids might watch it. Women might watch it. And I'm that way. Like I said before, I think I told you guys, my uncle, when I became a man in my uncle's eyes at like I think 16, we were on an aluminum boat on Bass Lake. Both my uncles were in the boat. Me and my cousin Rich, who are like 6 months apart, never heard a word out of my uncle's mouth, cuss word. And we got on that boat, and I guess we had turned of age as men, and every other word was the F word. And but, I mean, we were just sitting there, our jaws are hanging down to here, and they looked at us and they said, "Oh yeah, that's right. You've never heard us cuss before because we do not use any profanity in front of the kids or in front of our wives or women." And that was the way I was brought up. So I try to do that. And my wife that passed, she was a Christian, and I had a gutter mouth really bad, especially from riding motorcycles, and every other word was always the F word. And she had Christians coming over to the house for brunch and lunch and stuff. And that was the first thing that she really ever asked of me. She never asked of anything, never told me I needed to change. Well, she kind of did. She said, "We need to get the hell out of Los Angeles and move up because you're going down the wrong road," which was the best thing I ever did. But I did try, and because it was important to her, it was embarrassing to her for her friends to hear me cussing, you know. And like I said, I had a truck driver's mouth or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, women, I'd like to get in, and like I said, I try to keep stuff, you know, on the up and up and clean, and talk about stuff that women can listen to, that children can listen to, and you know, and then younger people too. Now, there are some people that are watching the channel that are maybe going, maybe I can get some insights on how not to screw up my life if I listen to these people that have screwed up their lives, which is always awesome. So
Well,
there
that's
are some
great. I'm
younger.
glad I can contribute.
Yeah, definitely.
I
Let's
feel
see.
like I'm in everywhere in the world now.
Because you've got Canada,
Yeah.
Thailand, Australia.
Yeah.
Chris, where are you at now?
Up in Queensland, mate. I'm in the capital of Queensland.
Queensland,
Well,
Australia.
yeah,
All right.
Brisbane, just here outside, halfway between Brisbane and the Gold Coast.
He's up that way.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Well,
That's
thanks,
why I'm broke.
Brock. Appreciate
I'm
that.
hoping that soon he's going to come on, and I'm going to go, "Okay, so where are you?" And the first words out of his mouth are going to be Thailand, and then I'll have a smile on my face, and he'll have a smile on his. Hoping we're going to meet up in Bangkok. I still want to do that when you do.
Yeah, once I hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Chris, you got plans to
Yeah.
go? You got plans, Chris, to go back to Thailand?
I've got a couple of side trips I got to do on the way, so I got to duck up to Taiwan into Kaohsiung, and say goodbye to some people there, and do the usual stuff: eat, drink, be merry. Into the Philippines and catch up with some really good friends from SM Mall management. When we built the Mall of Asia, we sort of, super friendly people. So catch up with them for a couple of days, and then they bounce into Thailand. Hopefully things should settle down a bit.
Outstanding. Hey, I told my wife you run BKK FM, rock and roll station. That's great, man. I checked that out after the last time Dave posted. That's very cool. Love it.
So anyway, I want to say goodbye to everybody because I don't feel like I'm here.
You want to?
No, because this is
you want to check out.
But I just want to say hello to everybody and Happy New Year, and
Happy New
hopefully
Year.
sometime, whenever when, hopefully see you guys later.
You have to get your own phone or computer, your own YouTube name, and then you can come on by yourself while your husband's over there. You can be in another one.
I have to have him with me.
She's got all her own stuff, Dave.
So anyway, Happy New
Thank you very
Year,
much.
and nice to see you guys. Talk to you guys.
I will hope to meet you soon.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
My better 85%. People who know me say, no, she's
one.
your better 95. So,
That's true, Jake.
Yeah, you're dragging her down, Jake.
Yeah, I am. Shut the hell up, you bastard.
So Miss says that she's worked with men for 13 years with NYPD. Very cool. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's just respectful, I think, at this point in my life. Did I think about that with kids and women and stuff like that? No. I think I told you guys the story about a fight I got into, and I got charges when I was young, charges against me for assault and battery, of course, and
Which
one of
one
the
was that,
women
Dave?
there before they changed the law. I also had a charge of using profanity in the presence of women and children. Used to be a law in California, and when I went to court, the guy that had the assault and battery charges, of course, I talked to him, and he just never showed up in court. And so they called me and stood up again, and his girlfriend did, and she went up there, and the judge said, "Well, you're going to need to tell me what he said." And she said, "Oh, I could never repeat that." And the judge said, "No, you don't understand. Unless you under oath tell me what he said, I cannot press any charges against him." And she said, "Oh, I can never repeat what he said. It was vile." And the judge said, "The case dismissed," and I walked out of the courtroom. But they changed that law, of course, which I don't think they
Released
should
on
have. But women's right.
technicalities.
What's that?
Released on technicalities.
Yeah, it wasn't a year later, because this is when all women's rights and all that kind of stuff was coming up, which I understand and stuff, but I still think women are women. They should be treated with respect and doors open for them. That's just the way I was brought up. And if it's offensive,
we'll have a woke mob soon. We'll have a woke mob coming in the chat soon.
yeah, if it's offensive to women, I'm sorry, but that's the way I was brought up.
Oh, well, that's how the feminists have it.
And same thing in a house, or I'm sitting on a bus, or I'm sitting in somewhere, and a woman walks in and there's no place to sit. You get up and let them sit where you were sitting, and some women, I guess, would take offense to that. I don't know. The women that are here should have asked while Jake's wife was still here, but I don't. That's just, I guess, my era. I'm 65 years old. That's what we did, even with me as a vile of a person that I was, I would still, that respect and that kind of stuff I did. And respect to me is a big, big deal. Just the way I was brought up in my whole life. I give respect and I expect respect back, and if I don't, then that's not a person I want to be around. But you have to give it to, anyway, it's a big deal to me. But I don't understand. Women can probably get mad at me, and maybe one of the 20 women that subscribe to this channel might have unsubscribed, but that's the way I feel. And I don't mean any disrespect to any women. So
I think the problem with it all is
you have to earn it. You're right, miss. You're absolutely
you don't
right.
teach people to respect women and children. If you don't teach men to respect them, then they do the opposite. So, things are learned. The ways things used to be. We learn to be polite and be respectful. But when we see today's breakdown of Western society, I think it's all down to not installing what we used to install in people, with manners and politeness and things like that.
It's all gone by the wayside these days.
Yeah, I think so too, Chris.
For the 8 years I was with my ex, every time we went anywhere, I always opened the car door for her, closed it behind her, and all that stuff. She actually got mad at me for it a few times, going, "I can do it." Well, no, I do it. Okay. Makes up for some of the things, the rest of the things that I do that are terrible.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, guys, I'm going to duck out because
all right,
I'll still be on the stream, on the chat and everything. But
you're right, Stuck.
The missus is watching some TV, so we'll let her do that.
No worries. Jake, so, thank you for coming, man.
No, great times. Peace, love, and all to you guys. Take care.
All right. Thanks, Jake.
See you later, Jake.
You too, Jake. Have a good one.
Hey, Jake.
You bet.
Adios, arrivederci, masalama, sawadee-ka, annyeonghaseyo, bye-bye, nakap.
See you. Stuck's got it. If I didn't get up and give a woman a seat, I'd feel my dad's hand up upside my head. I think I told you guys some of these stories. I know that I sometimes I repeat them, but my stepfather wasn't the nicest man in the world, and I'll leave it at that. You guys have heard about him. But anyway, when I was like maybe 12 or 13, I think I was, and that was another day of the becoming a man thing where when he went to hit me, he went from an open hand to a closed fist. And I remember standing out in front of my house. You could look at the front door, and right next to the door was a big window that had the sink on one side of it, and that was the kitchen. And back in these times, I'm talking about I was 13. So what are you talking about? Early 70s. Um, the My mom said something to me to go do this or that, and I went, "Oh man!" And I turned around, and there he was, and all I saw was fist. He lifted me off the ground. The guy could hit like a freaking mule, and I probably carried me 4 or 5 feet before I hit the fence and slid down, right, and got up. And you know what he said to me? He said, "Don't ever call your mother a man." And walked away. Had no freaking clue what it meant or anything, you know. But you learn, I guess, respect, you know. But I don't know. Like I said, I hope I don't lose any female viewers. But sorry, I got to open the door for it, or at least offer to. If you take that as a as something bad, I'm sorry for you. You know, I think women ought to have all the everything, that they have and more. Anybody should have this equal in everything. And but if you're a man and you were brought up in my era, you opened doors, you gave up seats, you always said hello to your elders, whether when they entered a room, you didn't wait for them to come over and greet you. There were certain things, and I think, like I said before, it has to do with respect. Hey, Andy.
Back in
We'll
a
have
minute, Dave.
protesters
All right, Chris.
outside your
Gotta go,
house
Pete.
tomorrow, Dave.
All right. What's that?
There'll be protesters outside your house tomorrow.
Yeah.
A big angry mob of them.
Yeah, mine did too, Miss. She hit me so hard with them thin belts that it would draw blood in the middle of the actual bruise that it left. And my mother used to freak out. I mean, and like I said, I don't really. I didn't care whether the guy lived or died. I mean, I had no feelings whatsoever for him, but he was a drunk, and he was a mean drunk. And my brother, who was his son, but he's still my brother, and we're 10 years apart. Well, by the time my brother came up to any kind of an age, 2, 3 years old, I was 13. He had stopped drinking, and he was a decent man. And he never laid one hand on my brother, and that was the only reason that I talked to him. Otherwise, because my brother and him were close. They went fishing. They did all this stuff, which was awesome. I didn't hold any kind of anything against either one of them. That he got that. How come I didn't get it? I didn't care. I just wanted my little brother not to get the crap beat out of him like I did. And it wasn't like every day. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. But when he was drunk and he wanted, he could give you a beating. But he didn't ever touch my brother. Never up until the day he died. So I did talk to him, but they always invited me, come fishing with us, come to the, nah, I think I'll just kind of hang out here, yeah, but it was right. Yeah, it wasn't the belt, Dave, the fan belt. He used to get beat, and that was another thing that I freaked out with because my mom took me to psychiatric stuff when I was 10 years old or whatever. And the guy in there was trying to tell me, well, what we're trying to get to is,
Bye-bye,
if you were beaten.
See you later, Jim.
All right, Jim. If you were beaten, there's a 99% chance that you're going to beat your kids. And at 10 years old, I answered the guy, well, then those people are assholes. Why would I want to subject my children to anything that was done to me? But believe it or not, there's a good chance that if you were beaten, you beat your kids. Never.
The abused becomes the abuser.
Yeah, it never happened with me. And I don't know why. It never made sense to me. I never, I think I tapped my son on the ass twice. And then my daughter, I never laid a hand on because once she knew that she had actually disappointed her father, she absolutely broke down into tears and cried for 3 hours. So I never, it was something that I would never do. Never do. Do I think that kids ought to be patted on the ass or disciplined to a certain amount? You bet. They still ought to be doing it in school. I mean, I had more respect for my teachers in junior high school than I did for anybody around, because if I said the wrong crap, they paddled my ass. Now, beatings or stuff like that, of course, I don't, advocate any of that crap. But a good whack across the ass because you were disrespectful or did the wrong thing, you know, brings me to another story. I'm living with my
the snowflakes and woke people. Oh no, you can't do that. That's just wrong. I got spanked as a kid, and I grew up with this thing called respect for my elders.
Exactly. Well, when I was getting divorced.
Yes, but look at you now.
When I was getting divorced, I think maybe I've told this story too. When I was getting divorced, the guy that I was in the air conditioning business with, my best friend, basically, he had separated from his wife, and I was getting a divorce from mine, and I moved into his big house. He had a lot of money, and I hung out there. No, he had a son that was like maybe, I think Nick at that time was maybe 4 or 5 years old, and my buddy was this was within the first couple of days, and he's over in the kitchen, and Nick comes into the den where I am, and he's got a Dodger bat, which I imagine you guys know what that is from Dodger Stadium. You get those little bat days or whatever, and he's beating on the frickin' coffee table. So I looked at him. I said, Nick, stop that. He looked at me and still keeping his eyes on me, whacked the table like, screw you. I said, okay, this is your last time. Do not hit the coffee table with the nail. Well, he hit it again, and I whacked him across the ass like this, maybe. All right. This kid, you thought that I committed murder. He's screaming. My buddy came running into the den and said, what happened? I said, well, I told him 3 times to stop hitting the coffee table, and on the 3rd time, I whacked him on the ass a little bit, And he said, Dave, we don't hit our children. And I said, yeah, I can tell. Look at him. The kid don't listen to shit. So I had to respect it after that point. And of course, I never would do it, but I never thought somebody would not discipline their children. But I guess they discipline them, go time out, go stand in the corner. I don't know, a little pat on the ass, I don't think going to hurt anybody. But again, that's me, and I probably lost more subscribers. But it's okay. We're weeding out the weak. Let's see what Stuck has to say. Today's kids, all you have to do is take a phone and internet. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're probably right. But I remember my cousin that had the Lou Gehrig's. He worked for NCIS. He was did special effects on both JAG and NCIS. 10 years on JAG and 10 years before he passed away on NCIS. And he got divorced in the middle of it. He was older and had 2 boys. He ended up coming up with me because they would go on hiatus, and he would stay with me in Bass Lake, and we'd go out fishing. I had a pontoon boat, and he had gotten jet skis. We had a ball for while he was on his hiatus. But it's weird because when somebody gets divorced, they're like, I don't want to discipline my kid. I don't want her to go to mom and say, Dad's this, and you're the best. I don't know. They're fighting against each other. And I kind of got that. But his kids, I tried to teach something to, and I could get away with it. And he gave me a lot of leeway. But one of the kids told me that if you touch me, I'm going to call Child Protective Services. This is from a 6-year-old mouth, and I looked at him and said, you want a phone? Here it is. Here's the phone. Call whatever you want to do. But they turned out to be good kids. So we had a lot of fun up at Bass Lake with the kids, because we had landlocked salmon, kokanee, and I had a tracker boat, and we would go out and troll for them, and then we'd catch them. And I had the pontoon boat was a 24-foot pontoon boat with a stainless steel grill on it, and we'd gut them and catch them, gut them, go over to the pontoon boat and cook them and eat them. And the kids thought that was the best thing they've ever seen in the world. So we had a lot of fun up at Bass Lake. I kind of miss my cousin. May him rest in peace. Let's see.
Could I just ask Brock, what's with the Wizard of Oz and Wizard's background?
There's a story behind that. Better not repeat it here.
Yeah,
okay. That's one for the private room, is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I have one. I have one. I'm
Let's
only
go-
going to show for a minute because I got a little bit of stuff. So I took this one from Brock, so I'll only show it for a minute. But there's my Gandalf. I'm being called.
leave your-
Oh,
I'm being called. I was called Santa Claus for a while, and now I'm being called Gandalf. And I love both those names. I think they're great names. So I got no problem with either one.
I've been called a lot worse than that in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody used these pictures as an insult.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's a good.
being,
That's a good way
so
to put
being
it.
a good Australian, I own the insult.
Yeah, that's what you do. You know, own the trolls by adopting the insult. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird on the one that the latest attack was. Um, I had used an F word, and it was made to look like, or actually, Mitch had made to look like it was just happened, and why don't these guys just let it go? Which I'm more than happy to let everything go, but this person will not stand by that, and he's showing this thing like the people that watch him that this just happened. It's a video from 3 months ago, for Christ's sake, and but he's making it look like it just happened yesterday. So stupid
Last
shit
year,
like that. And I shouldn't even be talking about it because I promised I wasn't gonna talk about shit. That's my New Year's resolution. But it's out, it's over, it's done. Hopefully the guy will take it and say, okay, enough, I'm done, and then I'll be done. But to bring up stuff anyway, I'm done.
I suppose that's where my name comes from, Baldy Brian, really, is adopting an insult. Because I started shaving my head when I was about 25. And people obviously used to make fun, call me Baldy, things like that. So I sort of adopted it. I'm like, yeah, Baldy Brian, not ashamed of it or anything like that. So proud of my looks and that. So I've sort of adopted the name ever since,
Yeah, that's what they've been calling me, Santa Chris, and then they changed, and I like Santa because I really dig this one from Joe's, man. I love this picture. I wish that I looked. I actually, in the face, I kind of do look like this, but
very true, Mark. Very true.
but in the body wise, I wish I had those guns, and I wish I had that gun, and I like the cigar. I love cigars. I just refuse to start smoking them again because I think it'll lead back to cigarettes. But I used to really enjoy cigars. But enough on that. I don't have any problems. As long as I don't get attacked with lies, I don't care. The truth is fine. You want to call me a fat bastard? I am. You want to call me that I look like Santa Claus? Yeah, I look like Santa Claus. Gandalf, my wife actually thinks is a handsome man, so she said that's a compliment. So, but otherwise, if it gets dropped, I'm all for that. But it just seems like he can't do it. So I shouldn't be talking about it. I'm going to catch slack from the friends that say don't talk about it anymore. Maybe you should change it to "Gotta Love Santa." Yeah, there you go, or "Gotta Love Gandalf." But I do like the Gandalf one, and I'll use that background occasionally. I got no problem with that. Like I said, the truth, it's no problem. It's the lies that I don't like. Anyway, let's see. What don't be long? We got an hour and 15 minutes already. So what's new,
You
Chris?
can't handle the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Here, Mark is telling you pretty much narcissistic people on YouTube. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, what's up, Chris? Anything exciting? When you still looking at the same time frame, or things changed? Or
Yeah, look, it's everything's up in the air at the moment, but I've got floating tickets, so I can do the run when everything settles down a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah, not much else I can do, or anybody can do.
I don't even know what all the restrictions are now. Sandbox is still open, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, in Phuket and Samui and Penang area, in that area it's open, but it's a little bit. of
You know what?
complaint that Bangkok and Pattaya's not been added to the sandbox
Yeah, I
scheme.
think that
It's all
I,
strange. Yeah.
I think they have to. I think they have to understand that it's just the freaking flu, and now it's even more evident because the cases went from 3,000 to almost 9,000, and the deaths dropped to 14 in Thailand. And you know,
Mm.
of the 14 people, how many of those people actually died of COVID? I still question that. So if that's the case, and that's exactly what I'm hearing, because like I told you guys before, my cousin's best friend and my brother both had the new variant, and they both said the exact same thing. And I've heard it from more people. Little bit of a scratchy throat, 4 days. It felt like a mild cold, and it was gone. So if that's the case, granted, if you're 109 and you can't breathe and you can't walk and you're laying, in bed, could you die of it? Yeah, you could die of the flu too. So,
Yeah.
I think that they're realizing that, because if there would have been a big spike like that, they would have closed shit down. And I think Thailand, especially, is going, I think that this is the flu and we need to treat it like that. I'm hoping, because the bars, I don't know if they could take being shut down again. I know there's a lot of bars and places out there that can't still open, and they're going to go under, and they're going to lose. And some of them are Thai owned, and some of them are owned by foreigners. But regardless,
Okay,
Thailand's
a quick little thing. A lot of the bars, not go-go bars or anything like that, but a lot of the regular bars are relicensing themselves as restaurants. So they've
yes.
got some sort of a menu happening, and they can be open that way and serve alcohol.
Mm.
Yeah. Hey, Stuart, how you doing? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the whole. I don't know it all. Like I said, I've heard different stories. You're going to be quarantined, but I would think that would be anywhere. I mean, if you jump on a plane and fly to Mexico and you get off, and this is all I'm guessing, and get off in Mexico and test positive for COVID, they're not going to just let you roam around Mexico. I would imagine any country that you went to, if you got off the plane and tested positive for
Sorry.
COVID, you're going to go into some kind of quarantine. If that, and again, I don't know. Maybe somebody can correct me, but I don't think any country is going to let you just waltz in and, oh, he's got COVID. Yeah, hey, go on your way. Have a good vacation. Enjoy yourself while you're here in the United States. I just don't think it's going to happen. But that's
Chris,
just my.
keep on disappearing into your green screen.
Yeah.
Who me?
Yeah, you need to play with your chromo keys.
Craig says, now I'm
is
back on the farm. I just stabbed myself in the thumb with a screwdriver. Wow. Let's see
yeah.
what
No,
Going
it's
Gray has to say.
StreamYard's virtual background. I haven't got the green screen set up, so
Is that what it is?
yeah.
I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to do that. In the U.S., you can break your arm and go to the hospital, and they will test you. Hospital, if you test positive, they call it hospitalization with COVID. Yeah, they. I don't know, and I'll try to find out from my brother and from my cousin Rich. I believe my cousin Rich's friend, he tested himself and he tested positive. He went to his doctor. They tested him. It tested positive, and I believe they sent him home and said, if you have any problems with breathing or this and that, just self quarantine. Drink, same thing with flu. Drink a lot of fluids. Blah 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 blah, and call me in the morning. So I don't know, but like I said, I don't think Thailand's the only one that's not going to quarantine you if you enter their country with COVID. I just don't think so.
Yeah, well, yep, just like Philippines at the moment, they were starting to loosen up, and Omicron hit, the doors are shut again. Simple as that.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
But like I said, that
there's only two ways in. That's a retirement visa, or you've got to be married, but you both have to be coming into the country together. So,
and you said one of your stops was going to be the Philippines, right? So you can't really go until they open. Is that what you're going to wait
yeah,
on?
yeah, I might skip that one,
See you,
head
man.
straight to BKK, and then duck back across to the Philippines once it settles down.
Yeah, I know, because the Philippines were closed for that long time. That's why Mike's couldn't get Gracie out, right?
Yeah,
Almost a year. So
yeah.
Hey, see you later, Mark.
hey, who else? Is Martin leaving too?
Mark's out.
Martin,
Bye,
you
Mark.
gonna go? Okay, Martin. Hey, Mark. What's he doing? I forgot. We'll
Crazy.
talk about maybe in a couple of days. We'll talk about your house if you want to come on. I'll probably do it if I can get everything moved over there, and in 2 days I'll do another.
The
live
crazy
stream.
thing about the Philippines that I experienced when I first went there many years ago, I went to Angeles City and I was going to the local convenience store, which is a bit like 7-Eleven, and there was a man with a shotgun stood on the door. And I was like, what? What's going on here? A man with a shotgun. And then as soon as it went dark, the hotel I was staying in would lock a gate, and there'd be a man with an Uzi submachine gun, sat on a little sofa behind this gate to let you in and out of the hotel. It was terrifying at first. But I found it amazing. Armed guards everywhere.
Well, I remember from a few years ago a bunch of stories about the Philippines, how a lot of people were getting kidnapped.
Yeah, it's dropped right off now with Duterte.
That's in the south, isn't
it? No, actually, mainly in the north, in Luzon, Cavite area.
What are they kidnapping them for? Ransom?
Make money? Pretty much. Yeah. There were some
that goes on all over the world, though, pretty much, doesn't it?
Yeah,
well, like
there were
some
down the south, but they were mainly liveaboard yacht owners and stuff like that. They nabbed them in the middle of the night. But yeah, up north it's a little bit different.
Yeah, come to Thailand. I still want to go to.
Yes,
I still want to go. Yeah, I still want to go to Philippines. I want to check it out. Like I said, hey Jake, the one gentleman that was just an outstanding caregiver for my cousin. He told me that there are a lot of nice places. You just need to know where to go. See, like I said before, if I go to Vietnam, I'd like to go with Robert and his wife's Vietnamese, because I only have like 3 or 4 day windows on these places because my wife has to work, so she only has vacation. So it'd be nice, like if I go with someone like Gracie or with Gracie and Mike's, they could go, yeah, you need to go boom, 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 boom.
And well, you need to retire your wife then, Dave. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, no. I'm, like I said, 2 things. She's never going to, I've already come to the realization she's never going to quit. And especially after last night, half the people at this wedding were from TOT. She's been working with them for 20 years. They love her like family. She loves them like family. People that put together all this stuff and did not have to came over, helped her get stuff, unload stuff, go pick up Coke, go pick up booze, go pick up, the monks, everything, helped her 100% all day long. And she's never going to leave, because I thought maybe, okay, if I buy another place by the water and I have room for my mother and father-in-law, I maybe have a chance, because she could transfer wherever she wants. TOT has places in every place here in Thailand. But now, after seeing that, I knew beforehand it just isn't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. No way.
You guys talk about the Philippines. I spent nearly 2 years of my life there combating terrorism and working with the Philippine military there. So I've got a different insight into that than maybe maybe some of the stuff that you've read. But I'll say this, that the government of the Philippines was absolutely committed, at least from the presidential palace, absolutely committed to fighting terrorism in the Philippines. I mean, when after 9/11 happened, basically that whole situation there with the Burnhams and some of the other hostages and some of the things going on there basically consumed my life for about 7.5 to 8 years before I retired from the military. The Philippines is one of those places where I say it's funny, but not funny, haha, funny, strange. Earth, wind, fire consumes the place, and if that doesn't happen, the people consume each other. It's the people are wonderful for the most part, but it's one of those places that you just, it seems like every time um, it seems like things are going well, something comes crashing down. One of the original YouTubers I ever followed was 8 Miles from Home. I don't know if any of you guys ever followed them. They were, at the time that I followed them, they were up in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and I was looking for information on Chiang Mai, so I started following them. Well, they're in Siargao, uh, on the northern, in Mindanao, Philippines, where that typhoon rolled through and decimated everything. And this is a young couple with a young daughter, and their entire life was just destroyed. They're good friends with Johnny. There's something happening. In fact, the car that Johnny drives, that Escort, he bought from Jay and Sasha from 8 Miles from Home. So
Wow.
yeah, I mean, it's all interconnected. It's funny. This whole YouTube world is like everything's interconnected. Um, but to watch what they went through, this young couple, and I say young, they're probably in their mid to late 30s now, because I've been watching them for a while. But it's just, the thing is the Philippines is just, in my opinion, while it looks beautiful, it's a very unforgiving place. Um, Both the climate and, to be honest with you, some of the crime and things that are out there. It's, while the islands there might look like the islands in Thailand, the people in Thailand, I mean, you could walk down the street without fear. But in the Philippines, you might want to be, you know, have a
I've
little
heard
bit,
that same thing. And he was totally
have a little bit of lead
he
ready
was
to
he
roll.
was totally open with me. He said there are bad places there, but he said some of the places, like, he could have told me, and he probably did tell me, but I don't remember the names. If you visit here and here, are some of the most beautiful places on the planet, and the people are good, and it's a good place. And I said, well, that's like pretty much with any place, but I know the Philippines is a little bit, could be on the tough side. And just to answer Going Gray's, I know Brock kind of did. Yeah, it's their internet company, and they also have cable for TV, and it's government owned. They also own the CAT, and they both combined and now are one government company. And I don't know the new name, but they still go by TOT. But let's see.
Yeah,
I've
going back
been
to
the
the
Philippines.
danger. I've been in Thailand for over 10 years now, and I've never really experienced any hostility or felt like I was in,
Been
you
here
know,
in
in some
Thailand.
danger or anything like
I've
that.
been to the
So,
Philippines many times. Last time
safe
was
in
a medevac
Thailand.
flight from the Marine Islands. Wicked fun. Yeah, I don't know. I want to try it, and like I said, I want to go see it. But I do know there are, dangers. There's dangers everywhere. I've always felt comfortable in Costa Rica, and a lot of people in Costa Rica said they never felt comfortable there. And the biggest thing in crime in Costa Rica is if you leave your phone sitting someplace and you go to the bathroom on your table, it'll be gone when you come back, because that phone could they could sell that for more than 3 months that they could make. So you can't blame them for that. But violent stuff, very rarely in Costa Rica. 8 Miles from Home, yeah, Typhoon, Raylan, horrible safety. I never watched them. I'll have to
Eight
kind of.
Miles from Home is the channel I was talking about.
I'll definitely take a look at that. I went to
Don't,
the
I'll
Philippines
tell you
when I
what,
said a
their
year.
little girl is just, she's she's so enchanting. This young girl, she's so smart, and her name appropriately is Story, because she's writing her own story. She's wonderful.
Stuck says
just
I
a
went
word
to the
of warning for
Philippines almost
everybody.
every. What's that,
Don't,
Brock?
just a word of warning for everybody. Don't worry about your phone getting stolen like in Puerto Rico. Don't leave your phone anywhere near James Chocolate Land
Yeah,
in
there
Thailand.
you go.
Oh yeah,
He'll
that's good words of advice. Yep.
he'll
It
post
is funny.
something on the internet.
Or could go live
Well,
for
look
you.
Where's Mr. Mitch when you need him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Stuck says I went to the Philippines almost every year from '88 to 2014. Only had a problems a few times, and I imagine it's where you go. I'm hoping that I'm going to get at least insight from maybe Chris or from people that have been there. Even James. James spent quite a bit of time there, and and Mike's and Gracie. So hopefully I'll find out. Just signed up for
I spent almost 2
NordVPN.
years in the Philippines without living there.
I couldn't cancel some U.S. services. The sites were forbidden, but now it's fine. Yeah, I had a VPN since 2015 when I went to Costa Rica. I think you almost have to. The good thing about that too is if you have Netflix, which I do, I've got two or three of them. I got that and Hula and something else I don't remember. But what's great about that is that uh, the 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 movies that you can watch in Netflix in the United States is different than the ones you can watch in Thailand, in France, in Germany. So you can watch a lot of movies uh, that with that VPN, and you can I don't know. I've had it forever. They just mine was strong. I think is the name of it. Now, let's see what Mr. Mitch has to say. Thai pictures would be a lot different. An American was sitting under the drop, the drop bear. Yeah. Uh, Maybe what is Miss says? Maybe just a, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I have absolutely, especially now being with my wife and being in Thailand for almost 3 years. I'll die
What's that
here.
there, Brock?
There's not a doubt in my mind that so but I would definitely like to go visit. I want to go to like I said, I got to do my passport. I want to go to Laos and Cambodia and all of them, Bali and all the stuff around here, Australia included, and a lot of other places, Japan. I definitely want to see them. Let's see what Brock said. What did you say? You're correct, Mrs. Drop Parrot hates Canadians to a lesser extent. So it's going
Bear,
after Al, but it's leaving me.
your bear drops on me and he'll be a little wall mount.
They spent we're in spent my first in New York City. I only been well, I've been there quite a few times, but the last one I went right before my wife passed was I went to Buffalo to help a buddy of mine open an air conditioning company. I was there about I want to say 6 months or so, helping him do that until we found out that she needed to go in and have that bone marrow transplant. And then I came back, but I didn't like the cold, man. I don't know if New York's kind. I guess it's got to be the same as Buffalo, right? Or is Buffalo closer or colder? I don't know. I didn't like that snow and cold weather. And I'm a Southern California guy, So, hey T, let's see. Oh no, it almost got
Trust me, if I had it,
shot in
I'd
Colombia.
much rather be
I'll
where it's
probably visit stay
warm
late.
than
This
cold
video
and
set.
snowy.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine right here in Thailand. Yeah, I got almost got robbed and shot in Colombia. Yeah, Colombia can be. I don't know what it's like now. I know a lot of people that have went there, went to a lot of places that when I was growing up wouldn't have been the ideal place to go hang, but a lot of people are going there. And, in Mexico even, I mean, the 16-year-old kids with the M16s and stuff in the street, and I always felt comfortable there. I never was threatened by cartel, never was threatened by what they were going to do because they were going to do the tourist spots that I was going to, Cabo San Lucas, stuff like that. They don't want the stories coming out that American killed and three Americans disappeared or three UK people or three Australians. They don't want those stories. So they're doing more to protect you than anything else because they don't want anything to happen. They want you to come back and spend your money. So
Good morning, Joe
I
and
always felt,
Gift.
hey
Night
Joe,
out,
how you
Joe.
doing?
Gift from Foreigner Joe. Good morning.
Yeah, it was a good time. I wish you could have made it. I
Hey
know you
Joe,
guys
how you
are
doing?
far, far, far away from me. So it was a good time. Chuck's got a lot of video. Um, and we had a lot of fun. It was a good time. I wish you could have. I wish James would have, and Mitch would have, and everybody that's in here would have. But I know that I'm just happy. 2 more days and I'll be in my house, and maybe even tonight. I don't know. It depends on if I go for. It's over 2 hours. I'm going to end the live stream pretty soon. I got to get over there, and I know my wife's not moving too fast, but we have people over there working, 4 guys. So if I take the truck over there, as long as they get my bed and stuff over there, I'd rather spend the night there than any more time here. But I got to move the fish. That's going to be the big problem. Congratulations again. All right, have a good one going. I'm gonna end this. I think I'm gonna end the live stream anyway. And again, Joe, thanks. I haven't got a chance to watch your latest video. I got to do it, and I haven't commented on the other ones. I got to make sure that I do that. It's it keeps getting more. It's tougher and tougher, especially with the wedding and all the other stuff, to try to do it and watch all the YouTube and comment on everything, and then also reply to all the comments. Because before I was getting like, maybe it was easy, 3 comments. Hey, thank you, thanks a lot. Now it's like 20, 30. It's a lot for me. It's not compared to Joe or to Chuck or to James, but it's a lot to me. So. All right, guys. I think what I'm going to do, everybody's saying hi to Joe. Everybody's saying no. I think it's been 2 hours and almost 15 minutes. I'm going to end this live stream. I want to thank everybody. Chris is back now. You made it back just in time for me to say see you.
That's all right. No, I only had one question, Dave.
Yeah, go.
I just chucked this new mic in. And I've just changed some settings. I'm just curious as to how it sounds.
Can't hear you, Chris.
Sounds okay.
Yeah,
it sounds good to me.
Sounds fine? Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know.
Yeah, you sound
worries.
sexy, Chris.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for stopping in.
Rob.
Hi, Gift. How you doing? Happy New Year to both of you, and
good to see
hope
you.
to see you in March. We'll be there, maybe even before. I'd like to, real quick before I go, I want to get to Tat Panome and spend a couple of days, actually, because they didn't. Chuck and Paige, neither one of them really got to meet my wife. I want them to meet him, and I want you and Gift to meet her too. So maybe we'll make a trip there before the bike run. I don't know if she'll be able to get off time to meet up with everybody and run around for 7-10 days. She won't be able to do that, but I definitely want to get over there and spend a couple of days with you guys. So anyway, thanks, Stuck. Thanks, Joe, Craig, Traveler 444. You just made it. Mr. Mitch, Chris, the Brock, as always, Jake, Al, Baldy. I want to thank everybody for coming in, and if you guys want to say goodbye to everybody, now would be the time, because I'm going to cue the outro. Oh, and wait, one thing, Richard, the outro's coming up. Richard's mom, if you're watching, I hope
Mom.
Everything's well, and I hope, Richard, you're coming back on to do whatever you're going to do. I'll do it. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey,
So anyway, all right, now I'll let you say goodbye. Go ahead, guys.
Salute to Richard's mom.
There you go.
See you later, everybody. See you all in the next
bye,
one.
everybody.
Adios,
Joe
to join me next time.
Have a good one, guys. Till the next
Y'all
one, I'll
take
see you
care
soon.
until next time.
See you later, guys. Have a great one.
Have a good day.